I confess, for too long I've watched men like you, rich in life experience and noble intent, unknowingly navigate a treacherous landscape. Many believe that unwavering kindness, an open heart, and a lifetime of selfless giving are the undisputed paths to lasting respect and profound peace. But I'm here to expose a brutal truth. This common wisdom, while seemingly virtuous, is often a devastating lie. It's a lie that leaves you emotionally exhausted, feeling invisible, forever pouring from an empty cup, and ultimately stripped of your inherent peace and dignity. The real architects of your suffering are rarely found in obvious affronts. Those are mere distractions. No, the true erosion of your dignity, the insidious theft of your power, happens in whispers, in subtle dismissals you've been painstakingly conditioned to endure. What if I told you that the very desire to please, to be good, has become your most dangerous vulnerability, making you a magnet for exploitation? In the next 10 seconds, I will unveil the uncomfortable, liberating truth that no one dares to speak, showing you precisely why your greatest strength has been silently weaponized against you. The initial breach in your fortress of autonomy often begins subtly, as inconspicuous as a hairline fracture in concrete. The first sign, the interrupted story, manifests when your narratives, your life experiences, are consistently cut short, dismissed before completion. You find your voice silenced, your wisdom devalued, not with malice, but with an almost unconscious disregard. This is not just rudeness, it's the subtle assertion that your contribution holds less weight, a foundational stone loosened. This constant truncation of your personal history erodes more than just the flow of conversation. It chips away at the very edifice of your perceived authority. A man who allows his stories to be continually interrupted, who fails to command the space to share his narrative, inadvertently signals a lack of self-reverence. The silent message received is clear. Your voice, your past, your insights are not deemed worthy of unwavering attention. This quiet condescension becomes a slow poison. Following closely is the benevolent dismissal, a second equally insidious crack. This occurs when your opinions, born from decades of lived experience, are met not with outright rejection, but with a patronizing smile or a gentle dismissive wave. "That's sweet," or "times have changed, dear," are phrases that, while appearing kind, effectively label your perspective as antiquated, charmingly irrelevant. It is a subtle but potent act of intellectual disempowerment. This benevolent dismissal functions as a structural flaw, weakening the load-bearing walls of your confidence. The senior man, eager to maintain peace, often internalizes this, mistaking condescension for endearment. Yet, every time your hard-won insights are treated as relics, your position as a wise elder is undermined, and a critical column of your personal authority begins to crumble. This is not respect. It is a thinly veiled form of infantilization. These are but the first, most visible fissures in the foundation of your relationships. They are often overlooked because they do not present as direct attacks, but as gentle nudges towards irrelevance. Yet, if left unaddressed, these small cracks will inevitably widen, compromising the entire structure of your dignity. Understand this. The next signs are even more elusive, more deeply woven into the fabric of daily interactions, and far harder to discern without a trained eye. The silent escalation begins with cracks that deepen into chasms, steadily draining your reserves. The third sign is the delegated decision, a subtle yet potent act of disempowerment where your counsel is sought only for the trivial. You might be asked to choose a restaurant or an insignificant brand of coffee, while critical life decisions, financial, familial, or strategic, are made and presented to you as a fait accompli. This is not respect. It is a systematic devaluation of your strategic mind. Each instance where your valuable perspective is sidelined from important discussions, relegated to the periphery of genuine influence, becomes a significant debit from your emotional bank account. The senior man, rich in life's accumulated wisdom, slowly realizes his intellectual capital is being treated as mere pocket change. This constant relegation implies your capacity for substantial contribution has diminished, leaving you in a quiet yet profound deficit of power and purpose. Next, we encounter the public correction, a particularly insidious tactic designed to diminish your stature in the eyes of others. This is when your factual statements or recollections are gently corrected or clarified in public, often with a saccharine smile or a patronizing tone, but always in a manner that subtly undermines your credibility. It's an unspoken assertion of intellectual superiority, a calculated move to position you as less reliable, less informed. This public diminishment is not just a breach of etiquette, it's a direct assault on your social currency, a hefty withdrawal from your account of respected authority. The senior man, who once commanded deference, finds himself subtly infantilized, his words needing validation from external sources. This insidious pattern ensures your perceived authority, a lifetime's accumulation, depreciates steadily with each public adjustment. Finally, consider the comparative compliment, a seemingly positive affirmation that is, in truth, a subtle insult designed to tether you to a lower standard. You're not like those other difficult men, or, at least you're helpful, unlike some, are phrases that appear to praise but implicitly categorize you with the lesser group. This isn't genuine appreciation, it's a strategic pat on the head, subtly reinforcing the idea that your acceptance is conditional, based on not being undesirable. This false deposit feels like validation, yet it operates as a hidden fee, depleting your authentic self-worth. You are implicitly praised for mediocrity, for merely avoiding perceived negative traits, rather than for your inherent value or accomplishments. How much has this silent escalation, these cumulative emotional debits, truly left in your account of self-respect, your spiritual balance? What is your true emotional net worth? But understanding the signs is only half the journey. Now we must dive deeper into why these patterns emerge, and critically, how to transmute this knowledge into an unyielding personal power. This transition marks the true turning point. You've been engaged in skirmishes, small defensive battles against disrespect. Yet the real conflict is not found in these isolated encounters. It is a profound, strategic war for your self-respect and the inviolability of your very being. The subtle slights and dismissals you've observed are mere symptoms, echoing a deeper internal dynamic. Psychology tells us that for too long, the senior man has been conditioned to seek validation externally, believing that relentless niceness would pave his path to affection and unwavering respect. This deeply ingrained pattern, though seemingly noble, inadvertently erects the very structure that invites the subtle disrespect you now perceive. This is the root cause we must expose. The true adversary is not the one who delivers the slight, but the invisible architect within, your own social and personal conditioning. It's the subconscious script that insists on people-pleasing, often at the expense of your own dignity. This internal resistance, this fear of perceived abandonment or loneliness, transforms you from a man of gravitas into an easy target for drama and emotional exploitation. It is a self-inflicted wound, camouflaged by good intentions. To merely react to each individual affront is to fight 1,000 losing battles, exhausting your spirit without real progress. You must pivot from defending isolated positions to securing your entire territory. This is not about winning petty arguments or proving a point momentarily. It demands a fundamental strategic shift from reactive defense to proactive sovereignty. The war for your self-respect is fought within, by reclaiming absolute control over your inner domain. The senior man must understand that true influence, real dignity, springs not from external approval, but from an unshakable internal fortitude. This profound understanding liberates you from the endless cycle of seeking acceptance, allowing you to erect a fortress of autonomy that no external force can breach. This shift in perspective transforms the battlefield from external skirmishes to an internal reconstruction, where your peace becomes the ultimate strategic objective. Are you ready to rebuild? You have meticulously observed the subtle cracks, the creeping erosion of your dignity. Yet the deepest truth often lies not in the offense itself, but in the vacuum it finds. As a woman who has witnessed life's intricate dance for decades, I can share a profound secret. The disrespect you perceive is frequently a shadow cast by an absence within. It is not always what we do, but the space you inadvertently allow, the unheld ground that defines the boundaries of interaction. We women, in our intricate social choreography, are often testing, consciously or not, the strength of the stage beneath us. We probe for substance, for an unyielding core. When your emotional territory is ceded too easily, when your presence is merely a reactive echo, we instinctively sense a void. This absence of a resolute anchor invites a certain kind of behavior. It creates a canvas upon which others, perhaps unconsciously, paint their disregard. Consider the man who possesses gravitational presence, a silent force that pulls respect towards him. He is the ancient oak, rooted deeply in his own soil, unperturbed by passing squalls. This man exudes a calm detachment, a profound self-sufficiency that requires no external validation. He carries a palpable weight, an intrinsic density that signals his internal sovereignty. Such a man moves with an understated power, requiring no aggressive display. This gravitational presence is not acquired through bluster or dominance, but through an unwavering internal peace. It is the unshakable certainty of one's own worth, a quiet knowing that needs no fanfare. When you embody this weight, your mere stillness communicates more than 1,000 words. We women sense this inherent stability, this quiet command, and it evokes an automatic, almost primal reverence. You impose respect without saying a single word. Conversely, the light man, easily swayed by every emotional current, lacks this essential ballast. His eager attempts to please, his quick reactions to external stimuli, render him translucent, easily overlooked. He allows his emotions to be the rudder steered by others' whims, and consequently, he is regarded as fluid, without fixed form. We move him effortlessly, and in doing so, unconsciously diminish his standing. He is seen as a leaf upon the wind. Here is a fundamental truth, a law of social physics whispered between women. We, on an instinctive level, cannot disrespect a man who is genuinely at peace with the possibility of losing us. This is the profound secret. When your inner peace is paramount, your value is self-contained. Your acceptance of potential loss transforms you from a supplicant into a sovereign, rendering you untouchable by our tests. This radical peace, this serene detachment, is your most potent shield. It is not indifference, but an affirmation of your own integrity, a clear signal that your emotional well-being is not for negotiation. When we encounter this quiet strength, our instincts shift. The drama we might once have created, the subtle tests we might have initiated, lose their grip. We see not a target, but a master of his own domain, unyielding and unbreakable. Your self-sufficiency becomes a magnetic force, not a wall. The man who possesses an internal abundance, who does not chase or cling, becomes profoundly attractive, not because he is unattainable, but because he is complete within himself. This holistic autonomy commands our admiration, for it signifies a deep personal mastery. You stop seeking our validation and, in doing so, inevitably gain our profound and authentic respect. Firm boundaries, therefore, are not an act of aggression, but a declaration of inviolable self-worth. They are the clear lines delineating your sacred ground, communicated not by harsh words, but by consistent, calm action. When these boundaries are solid, we women understand implicitly that there is no vacuum to fill, no territory to invade. Your silent assertion of self dictates the terms of engagement. This is genuine power. The senior man who cultivates this inner weight, this unshakable presence, transcends the petty skirmishes of ego. He ceases to be a participant in the drama and becomes, instead, the calm eye of the storm. This profound peace, anchored in self-mastery and quiet detachment, is the true key to unlocking absolute respect. It transforms you into the architect of your own unassailable dignity, a fortress of autonomy impervious to trivial slights. We have journeyed through the subtle landscape of disrespect, uncovering how external slights mirror an internal void. The truth is simple, yet profound. The respect we women offer or withhold is often merely a direct reflection of the self-worth you, the senior man, project. Your inherent value sets the non-negotiable terms of engagement. You must embody the unyielding lighthouse, an immovable structure against the unpredictable currents of emotional engagement. We, unconsciously, test the very foundations of your composure, seeking the assurance that your structure will withstand. We need to know that you are not easily swayed, that your strength is genuine, not feigned. Our emotional storms are not designed to destroy you, but to reveal your unshakable core. If you bend with every gust, if your light flickers, we sense vulnerability, not strength. A man who stands firm, who remains the calm eye of our whirlwind, communicates an intrinsic power that transcends fleeting emotions. So, consider the fortress you are building. Is it strong enough to house your peace, to declare your sovereignty? Your dignity is not begged. It is proclaimed from within. This radical self-acceptance, this unwavering internal peace, is your most formidable defense. It is the inheritance you must fiercely protect. This journey to self-mastery is continuous, a lifelong commitment to your highest self. If these insights resonate, empower your journey by subscribing for more. Share your reflections in the comments below, and together, let us cultivate a community of unwavering strength. The master of oneself is free.